This video is about the Tainos' way of life. The focus will be on their appearance and their housing. Let's start with their appearance. The Tainos were short with medium-built bodies. They were sturdy with an average height of about 1.6 meters. They were strong, healthy-looking people with olive brown skin. Their hair was straight, long, coarse, and black. They often wore it in a style that had a bang at the front and flowing long at the back. A distinguishable feature of the Tainos was that of a flattened forehead. This was done at birth by their mothers. Mothers shaped their baby's head up to a peak, as this was seen as a sign of beauty. Generally speaking, the Tainos were sparsely dressed. From the Jamaican coat of arms, you can see that the Tainos wore little or no clothing. This is because we live in the tropics, which is quite warm. The leader of the Tainos, the cacique, wore a beaded belt around his waist. They wore gold in their noses and ears and on pendants around their necks. They had body paintings, which were usually done for ceremonial events or to protect them from insect bites. The Taino men wore a loincloth between the legs, which was secured with a cord. They decorated themselves in ornamental jewelry made from shells, bones, gold, and other precious materials. The women wore different length skirts depending on if they were married or not. And the cacique's wives, they wore the longest skirts. The married women wore skirts called naguas, and they went topless. A feather in the hair of a Taino woman was a common or traditional look. The children, they didn't usually wear any clothing. They went naked until they were grown up and ready to be married. On special occasions, the Tainos wore special clothes, painted their bodies using dyes made from colored earth, and dressed up in beads, seashells, and parrot feathers. Now, let's discuss their housing. The Tainos were a well-organized group of people. They lived in communities called villages, and each village was led by a leader known as the cacique. The Tainos had two housing styles. However, both styles were made from the same materials that they knew at the time and that they knew how to use. Houses were built to suit the tropical climate and weather conditions. Yes, the Tainos were skilled in designing houses to withstand hurricanes. The general population had circular structures made from woven straws and palm leaves. These houses were called bohíos. They were large enough to accommodate several families. The chief's or cacique's housing was rectangular in shape and featured a frontal structure which we now call a porch. This type of housing was called a canai. The canai only accommodated the cacique's family. It was the largest house and it was located in the center of the village. The cacique lived with all his family, which included all his wives and children. Some caciques, they had as many as 30 wives. The cacique had a special stool called a dujo that was carved in the form of a man on all fours. It was used for ceremonial purposes. The Tainos' houses were decorated with simple furniture such as hammocks and wooden stools. Hammocks were made from cotton and used for sleeping in. Mats, woven from banana leaves or palm, was for sitting. Children, they slept in cradles which were built by their parents. Utensils such as pots and bowls for cooking and eating, they were made from clay, and baskets were woven from plant materials. The Tainos were a skillful and organized group of people. In part 2 of this video series, we will look at their religious practices and how it is that they met their basic needs. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more videos.